Curing Racism, Part 2. Okay, as you can see, yesterday I was in a different environment. This is to start off this video. Yesterday I was in a different environment. Today I'm in a white neighborhood. Okay? You can hear the difference. But the trade-off is, just the other day, a dude, he was like maybe, I don't know, half a football field away from me, coming down the street, playing his loud slamming music, and got into his car and drove. As he was driving away, fucking nigger. And then my son was riding his bike, and somebody called him a fucko. And these aren't the words I used. This is the words they use. Okay? When you hear me use these words, this is not my language. This is the language of hate. There's a trade-off. As you can see, it's quieter, but in the hood where I was yesterday, okay, I didn't have, the music might have been loud. You might have heard some popping noises, gunfire, stuff like that. I didn't have to worry about that, but I did have to worry about ducking. I did have to worry about my life. So there's a trade-off. And why should that be? How come that is? Okay, if I live in this neighborhood, my sons can go to a better school, but 7 times out of 10, before they reach the age of 18, they're going to be called a nigger. See? They might get a better education, but they're not going to be able to live in a totally safe environment because of hate. Now they may go live, I might take them and live in, a black neighborhood where I was yesterday. They won't be called a nigger, but they will be ridiculed. What are those? You know what I mean? Oh, your mom and your dad ain't this or whatever. They go, you know what I'm saying? Like my son speak good English. Oh, you're a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Because they can speak proper English. When I worked at W.O. Ronix a year or so ago, my supervisor saw an Asian woman talking on TV, and she indicated that the Asian woman spoke better English than most white people sure. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? She's probably American. She has the features of an Asian woman, but she's probably American. Okay? These are the kind of things that I'm talking about. And this is what I mean by it being ingrained into society, into our society. And why you can't take this home. Why you can't be... I know I watched one Star Trek film, and a lot of people do this. Captain Kirk, this guy the Enterprise was attacked by a Romulan ship, and the Romulans looked like Vulcans. And he was, looking at Spock. Everybody knows Spock. He was looking at Spock, and, Captain Kirk came up to him and said, leave any bigotry that you have, leave it in your quarters. There's no room for it on the bridge. Well, that's just a bunch of malarkey. Okay? There's no room for it on the bridge, in your private life, nowhere. A friend of mine, she had a argument with her cousin. And she indicated, oh, by the way, she got into an argument with him about racism. And I said, well, I want to talk about it. And when when I said, well, yeah, we need to talk about it. This is something that, it goes on in everyone's life. This is my jeweler who has a problem with her own cousin who is racist.
What up?
What's up, bro? How you?
You cool?
Yeah, I'm cool. No, thank you.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Thank you very much. Just making a video for YouTube. Watch it. Yeah, Bertrand Carruthers. Watch it.
What is it called?
Bertrand Carruthers. Yeah. Watch it on. I got.
Is it? Can I Google Bertrand?
Yeah, Bertrand. Bertrand. Okay. Yeah.
I bet.
Thanks. But yeah, so these are the kind of things that, you know, we deal with within our families. This kind of racism that we deal with in our families. We deal with it with our cousins. We deal with it with our mothers and our sisters. You know what I mean? It should not be that, and we talked about this before too in my other videos, it should not be that women see us as subhuman too. Our own women see us that way. Or they only see us, you know, in one way. You know, okay, I'm a wallet. I'm a wallet. So, you know what I mean? That's all I am is child support. That's it. See, they want my child support payment. They don't care if I come and visit with my kids. That's racism. They call it sexism, but it's nothing but racism. You know what I mean? You could blame the white man and say that the white man split up the black woman and the black family and all this kind of... That's a bunch of nonsense. Anybody with a state of reason would understand that, hey, why should... I am not going to go to court because all that's going to do is break up my family. If my son... If you go into a relationship and that man ride bareback in a sexual act, then you got to know you're going to get pregnant. And if you decide you're not going to allow yourself to be protected or make him protect himself, guess what? You know that the chances are very good, especially if you're ovulating, that you're going to get pregnant. And the fact of the matter is that if you know that, one or two things that you can do. Don't have sex. Have protected sex. There is one more thing that you can do too as well, is don't have sex at all, and don't allow you guys to get me into a relationship unless that's understood. That I'm not going to have sex with you. I mean, if you're curious and you want to try something and you better have some kind of unconventional intercourse. You see, that doesn't require anything like that to happen, that you can become pregnant. But what do? All these women go ahead, yeah, it's okay. I'll make love to this dude, and if he gets me pregnant, I'll just sue him for child support if he don't take care of his kids. And a lot of men who do want to take care of their kids, they get, you know, the woman gets into a fight with him, and what happens? Boom, the family's all split up, and now we're going to blame it on the white man. We're going to blame it on the courts. Why? For what reason? And that does nothing to solidify the family. Over and over again, if you think that what I say is off the cuff, watch. There's a new film, original film on Netflix called Social Dilemma. Okay. People are on Facebook. I told them, I said, get off Facebook, or at least get off of it for a couple hours a day. Give yourself a chance to stop and think. No one, I only got a few viewers. Why? Because people want to stay on social media. You can't interact with people. You can't talk with people. You can't be a part of the social community and understand your neighbor because you're on Facebook. And the fake news that's on there, you eat that up. You see? And then that fans the flame of hatred without you having to really see the true story about that black person that lives down the street. Or about those black people that come through your neighborhood. You know what I mean? Or somebody who has a different political view than yours. You don't have a chance to sit down and talk to them and understand their point of view. Because you're on Facebook. And all of your friends, because the way the algorithms are set up on Facebook, that's all you're around, is your kind of people. It tribalizes everything. So you're around your kind of people, you get your same kind of advertisements, you get your same kind of clicks that find out just what kind of, likes that you like and everything else, and they don't put anything else up there of adverse to what you believe in or what you want to see. Because the computer is set up that way. Predictive behavior. And it's all about the numbers. Zeros and ones. That's it. This person likes this or they don't like it. You know what I mean? And did you notice that? It's either you like it or you don't like it. And if they come up with an algorithm with a maybe, oh, okay, I'll be shocked. Because it's zeros and one. You either like it or you don't like it. No, why can't I? Well, maybe. Or I understand this part of it, but I don't understand that part of it. Or perhaps I like part of it and I don't like part of it. But it's either or. You know what I mean? If somebody puts a picture up there, you either like it or you don't like it. The heart or whatever. No, I got off of there. Because I'm not going to allow them to trap me. And neither should you. Because of all that kind of trap. The trap of self-opinion. Instead of understanding the full picture. The trap of that self-opinion is ignorance. And ignorance leads to hate. If I don't like it, then I hate it. You see what I'm saying? So because opinions are a dime a dozen. Theories are something that can be quantifiable and repeatable. If I can understand the full picture of this theory, if I can understand the full picture of that person's thinking, you know what I mean? That, their thinking on this issue is not as conducive to what I understand as to thinking on this issue, and I can understand that. Oh, I can see that. Now, what happens? You have common ground. And see, now, if I have common ground with you, even though I disagree with you on a particular subject, or I disagree with you on a particular state of being, a different state of a perception, if I disagree with that perception, but I understand this perception, that common ground brings us together. That common ground gives us a chance to have a conversation. Gives us a chance to sit down and say, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we don't see things eye to eye on this, but we see things eye to eye on that. And those common grounds gives us a chance to not only be human, but gives us a chance to have a dialogue. Gives us a chance to sit down and think. And then cooler heads prevail. And then you don't have the burning. And then you don't have the you know what I mean, the protests that are so forceful with hate. Everybody's giving themselves a chance to sit back and say, wait a minute. If we don't figure this out, we're not going to make it. Lincoln put it best. He said, so should a transatlantic come and conquer our lands? No. They can't take a sip off the Ohio River by force. He said, no, if this country is going to be destroyed, it'll be by suicide. We'll do it ourselves. I'll see you next time.